Welcome to the Winning Edge Investments Podcast. Winning Edge Investments provides industry-leading horse racing and sports betting tips, ratings and education, enabling you to invest intelligently and treat your betting like a business. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com to learn more about how you can start to supercharge your betting bank immediately. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.
Live across the SEN track and RSN networks, and broadcasting live on racing.com. This is Giddy Up with Gareth Hall.
Here with Gareth Hall this Friday morning live from Ascot, and always great to catch up with Dean Evans. He's just had a wonderful carnival. He has seen them absolutely beautifully. They're throughout the carnival, especially in Sydney, and all thanks to winningedgeinvestments.com, tips, ratings and betting education for racing and sports. Dean Evans joins us once again. Dino, hello to you, mate.
Good morning, Gareth. How are you going?
You must be still counting the cash. You just haven't missed, really, this carnival.
We've had not a bad run here, so hopefully we can nail it for the last day of the championships.
The Champagne Stakes is the first of the Group 1s, and you got Campione Ditalia at $2.70, $2.75 with the boost there with Bet365. Miss Chanel $5.50, Fireballs $6, Southern at $8.50, and then Sepals at $13. Salon's an interesting runner, the filly there for Benny Brisbane at $17, Persian Wonder at $19. And I reckon that Ben Brisbane reckons his other filly, Grinzinger Heart, could be a better chance, and you're getting $19 about her. How do you read this year's Champagne?
Yeah, look, we back Campione Ditalia in the SARS produce, and I do think he's going to be very hard to beat here. He flew home from last, very fast, finishing fourth in the slipper, then won the SARS produce for us. 10 of the last 14 winners of this race have come out of the SARS produce. Chris Waller's only had 2 runners in this race for 1 winner. Militarized, and James McDonald's won 2 of the last 5 editions, and there's one particular ratings parameter that has produced 8 winners from 14 runners at over 100% POT, and Campione Ditalia tops that ratings parameter. I think he's just going to continue this Waller McDonald juggernaut and be too good for them here. The Fernhill and the Bailey were the other sort of lead ups, and they both ran sort of 5 or 6 lengths below standard time in those races, so I'm finding it hard to see anything coming out of any of those other lead up races beating Campione Ditalia, and I think he's got the runners in the SARS produce covered.
Geez, I love the confidence there. So Campione Ditalia $2.70 or $2.80 now with the boost there with Bet365. Then we move on to the Group 1 All-Age Stakes. This is a beauty. So many different form lines. I reckon you would have had a bit of fun doing this race. Angel Capital at $4.80. You can bet boost him to $5.50. Angel Capital. Jimmy Star $5, Buyback at $6.50, Giga Kick $7.50, Pericles 10, Fangirl 10, Brias is out to 11, Lazura 19, Half Yours has had support at 23. Royal Patronage was 19 to 34, back into 29, and then Headley Grange 29, and Tom Kitten, you're getting $34 about Tommy Boy. What do you like here, mate?
Yeah, look, like you said, there's a huge wide range of form lines, all the different Group 1 form lines. But what's interesting in the All-Age Stakes is you can simplify it. 8 of the last 10 winners of this race have just run in the TJ Smith at their last start 2 weeks beforehand. So that's where you usually find the winner of this race. Jimmy Star won this race last year after running 4th in the TJ, and this year he ran 5th in the TJ, but he just got squeezed out at the start. He got settled last, and he sort of got pushed forward 3 and 4 wide. It sort of wasn't patient after getting knocked over at the start, and he still just hit the line really hard for 5th, and what was sort of the typical good all-age stakes trial, the type of sort of run that you want to see coming into an all-age off the TJ. The other runner from the TJ is Giga Kick around a close second, but he had a much easier run than Jimmy Star in that race, and I think he really appreciated those wet sort of heavy conditions in that race, whereas I think the dry conditions are going to suit Jimmy Star better here than Giga Kick. And whilst Jimmy Star maps back and wide, that position's actually produced most of the winners of this race. If you look back through the history, sort of horses that sit sort of 3 wide with cover and swoop home down the outside generally win this race. So I really like Jimmy Star. He tops the ratings parameter. It's won 4 from 14 at 86% POT, and I just think he profiles perfectly to peak here, third up in this race, and swoop home over the top of them at a nice each-way price.
Yeah, $5 and 205. What do you make of Buyback?
Yeah, 3-year-olds have a good record too. There's been a couple of 3-year-old winners lately of this race, and he's going to get that nice sort of run on pace. So, like I said, it's not usually sort of a leader type of race, the all-aged, and that's why I'm just not quite sure if he profiles ideally for this race. I'll give you pick one of it as a 3-year-old coming from the back. So whether he quite profiles like the right sort of runner for this race, but Bowat's certainly a high-quality horse, and I think he'll be the one that will be kicking away on the turn, and they'll have to chase on.
Do you have an opinion in the Quokka?
I think I think that quality sort of Melbourne Group 1 form, so the Jigsaws and the Cabalises, I think Bjorn Baker certainly knows what to do to win these big Perth sprinting races. So I'd probably lean to Cabalis over Jigsaw. I was interested, actually. I wanted to ask you whether Simon Miller had given a push for Little Ruffy in the Karrakatta Snow Monkey, who I thought he's chased home Orambell twice and run home really strong sectionals. I just thought, Orambell is the key benchmark in that 2-year-old race, but she's drawn really wide, and I can see her getting caught stuck out wide or having to do a ton of work to get across and lead like she likes to. And I just thought Snow Monkey might have been a bit of a roughie there in Karrakatta Plate if Simon Miller had given her a push.
Do you know what his theory is here, Dino? You would love this. So he decided to not run her last start against Orambell because he goes, well, she probably couldn't beat her last start. But he thought, well, I'll give her a week off, because if he ran her last week or a couple of weeks ago, she would probably run a good second or third maybe, and then he wouldn't get her to peak for the Karrakatta. So he reckons she can, by having that week off, he will get her to peak in the Karrakatta, and he's just hoping that Orambell, fourth up from that wide gate, might have just tapered off a little bit as she gets deeper into the preparation. He gets Tommy Berry as well, so that's his thinking there.
Huge positive rider change. I love that. I love that it wasn't an issue and it was a deliberate move to have that 28-day break. And I think Orambell maps really poorly. And then the dangers, Beatty and the thing that chased home Orambell last start.
Maria Lucia.
Maria Lucia. They both have blinkers on, blinkers off, which for the stable, I can say they've only had success once in 17 runs with that change. And there hasn't been a horse have a gear change from 48 runners win the Karrakatta Plate. So they're the dangers of Orambell. That's why I just thought Snow Monkey at sort of 20-1 was a really nice bet to a big place price. And I think steaming home over 1,200 with Orambell having a tough run out wide could be a nice smoky in that race.
Did you talk me into it again, Dino? You're unbelievable. You're a good man. We appreciate you coming on Giddy Up as always, mate, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers, Gareth, and enjoy Perth.
Yeah, I will, mate. And, of course, Winning Edge Investments, you type in SEN and you get a 50% discount, lifetime discount for that particular service that you choose. So good on you, Dino. Thanks, mate.
Cheers, Gareth.
There's Dean Evans, winningedgeinvestments.com, tips, ratings and betting education for racing and sports.
At Winning Edge Investments, our team of highly skilled expert analysts and full-time professional punters review the data, crunch the figures, assess the best betting opportunities, and deliver them to your phone via our app and your email inbox in real time so you profit. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com, look at our membership options, make your choice and enter the promo code PODCAST to receive a special 25% discount on your first membership just for listening. That's PODCAST in capital letters for a 25% ongoing discount on your first membership. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.